north of Gatka, is it?
Yeah,
Milta, sorry.
I gotta say it's north of Milta, and of course the players are already ready. As you can see, Team BAT looking to rack up some more points here. They didn't really have a really good head start, but hoping to actually change things around as we are in halftime here, as we will slowly head into the third map of the game. It will be Erangel and followed by another round of Erangel. So back into the comfort zone, as you can see, all these players coming in from iScrewDriver here from the Philippines. Kong, Ice, as well as Idol God there, just looking really good. And of course, that's just giving a little bit of pep talk to each other before they head into the game. And of course, Victim Esports here got a really good run as well. Some games they were performing really well, but some other games I feel like they're not really too careful of the surroundings. So
yeah,
a little bit of balance of both could actually get them really far. But still, from the side of the X-Force, they are a team that packs in a lot of surprises, and they're the team from the wildcard who has the most points from that region right now.
And speaking of which here as well, X-Force, you know, they were struggling a little bit in some of the matches themselves here. Hopefully they'll be able to pick themselves up, because like it or not, it's too soon to say that they're out of the tournament itself, because like you said, we have 5 weeks
just
ago.
the first
Anything
day
can happen. It's very important to learn and understand, and they have to mentally prepare themselves, because this is a stamina game as well. People will get tired eventually, psychology as well, both mentally and physically in this regard. But right now, most of these teams, they need to prepare for one thing, because why? Saturday, Sunday is going to be a longer marathon, because it's going to be 6 maps instead.
Oh yeah, but of course they've already accustomed themselves into that, because all these players, I believe they put in the hours, day in, day out, some of them stay in gaming houses so that they can communicate a little bit better.
Oh,
but
no.
looking into this, Team X-Force here,
You can
being
see.
a little bit shy.
Hey,
oh, there we
look
go.
at that cute smile.
Oh yeah, of course, ladies, if you want to ring him up,
No,
I don't have his number yet, but who knows?
Buzz us on Facebook.
Drop in more comments, and maybe Team X-Force here gets more support. He might just drop in some of these numbers into the comment box. But still, you can see that every one of these teams want to go in with that last-minute discussion there. Okay, where do you want to drop? Because we're back into Erangel. And usually, when you're coming from different regions, maybe your favorite spot might be stolen by someone else.
Speaking of which here, X-Force, you know, one of the members here. Yeah, the guy leading his
there we
shirt.
go.
You know, we were having an interesting question with the Malay caster here, Bart even. Like, he reminds us of a local celebrity back in Malaysia, which is Fredo.
Fredo. Oh, yeah, he does look a lot like the Malaysian local star, which is coming from Team the X-Killer squad. Of course, Bosco is another game, but still, we won't go into that, as you can see.
Hey.
Lady Lucky Smile just...
I think this entire tournament, there's only 2 female players, which is one from them and one from Junior Talent.
Yeah, Junior Talent has another one as well, and over the side of VIP squad, looking confident, looking good. Of course, still trying to climb the charts there, and this is one of the hardest matches for them, because they've been talking to me about, oh man, like Group A, they have so many Thai teams there,
yeah.
and of course, like we saw how well they actually dominate in a lot of all these fights, and still they're just finding a way out, still trying to figure how are they so good at this game.
Because okay, that's the thing, you know, I had a couple of interesting talks with Talk as well as RQ as well as
we'll slowly get into that.
Illuminate the
Oh,
okay,
there we go.
They were I was asking them as well, is it important, what's the difference between pro and noob in this regards here?
I'm pretty sure nobody's a noob here.
Yeah, RRQ, ATK, just now the guy who got into the game number 2, he did mention that it's very important to know how to do smoke placements as well as nades. Right now I can't give a perfect example of how well they use the smokes here, but yesterday there was this one game during the practice match as well.
Yeah, all the practices
The
around,
smokes
right?
they did, like it was in open field, but they knew that that was the only angle they could pick from. They smoked their pathing and just rode their way through. It was fantastic to watch.
Team Victim there just showing how they want to smash this game in their hands as Eliminate. Already got one chicken in the hand, looking for another one. Will this be
look
chicken
at the
number
team
2?
spirit. Look at the team spirit they have here, but it looks like they will be going into game number 3, sorry. So what are your thoughts here? Final thoughts, Erangel, who do you think has the better rotation? Who do you think, how is the win condition here from these?
I feel like win condition, you really need to be early into all these prime areas of the first phase of the zone, because like once you book yourself into a good spot, you don't really have to worry too much in terms of like rotating. But still, if you're looking to actually secure a lot of kills, maybe you might want to hug the corner so that you can gatekeep some of these areas. But looks like we will take flight as we go back into the classic map here. This is match number 3 as it will begin, and we will see the flight path. This is PMCO 2019 for Southeast Asia, and of course, let's break down Erangel as we all know it.
And of course, Erangel is going to be a 8x8 map here. Is 8x8 kilometers throughout the entire diameter of the map itself, and its land area is going to be covered in 51% of the entire map. And not to mention as well, there's 16 huge towns here, which is slightly different from the other maps here because there's a lot of small combos throughout the entire game itself. And not to mention, I think this is the only map in the game which have perfect examples where boat is very, very important in a certain degree.
That is very true. And looking into this flight path here, we're starting with Zarki shooting range all the way down south here. So there's so many options on the table. If they really want to extend all the way, they can actually opt for Yasnaya or Mansion. But it's like a little bit of a stretch there. So I do assume that a lot of teams would contest Rozok as well as South George. So we're going to see all these teams fighting out for those vehicles, trying to rotate around. And this is where vehicles really, really are essentials for all the teams.
Like you said, vehicles are very important here. And speaking of the Medusa intersection, which is near shelter as well, where there's actually 4 intersections controlling into each other, which is north of farm, west of the prison itself. That is what we call the Medusa intersection, where a lot of teams are going to be rotating in. However, this might be a little bit tough for some of these teams to camp out because the circle is favoring towards the west side. But right now, for me, I feel like the div trap would be towards if the circle lands on military base or towards Kameshki. Most of these teams are going to have a struggle here.
Oh yeah, and looking into the military base, we will see at least 3 squads inside of it, and this will be a central circle. Man, this could actually go anywhere, but whoever's inside of the south side of Sonoska military base, they gotta get themselves out there. So they either want to contest for the vehicles now or go in with the loots and slowly crawl their way through. But if they were late over onto the eastern side of the bridge, there will be blood coming out from
But
some
that's
of
the
these
thing
teams.
about Erangel itself here, because you can actually tank out the first circle if you want to, considering that even though you land into military base here, but speaking of military base here, there's so many people there.
Yeah.
But Golden Cat taking the first drop here, instantly taking Zarki. Not a big fan of it here.
And I do like what I see from all these teams because BAT, they may challenge VIP squads because they are just by the corner of the school. And eventually, once they already finish looting, that's where you gotta opt for some rotations there.
That's the thing about this particular map. It's dead center and the map itself. Like, the apartment area and the school area is gonna be very hard to rotate in, especially from TPP, because apartment area has the advantage point, and there's not a lot of cover to actually rotate in. There's a small shack on towards the north area, which is northwest with the red house of the apartment itself, but it's not going to be enough to cover because it's going to limit you to be getting surrounded by multiple teams here.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, and it's kind of hard much later on, but looking into the side of Talk, they are just...
I like what Talk is doing. Like, Talk right now, they instead of going for loots here, they prioritize on looting onto their vehicles and then loot up into towards the second phase of the game itself.
All these equipments while at it, but Team Illuminate is dropping into Rozok. Now, Rozok is one of my favorite spots to drop. Reason being is that you can actually choose between 2 really high positions, either the water tower side or over on the warehouse on the northern section. And in between, you have so many of these houses, and you are just completely spoiled for choice. If you like to actually challenge school, you can actually do so after looting, or even hit elsewhere. You can hit to ruins, depending on the circle. But looking into this, some teams may just actually opt to move towards the side of Yusnaya and towards the southern zone in the middle of the intersection, as you mentioned earlier on.
And looks like there's going to be people towards Lipovka themselves. Is this Lipovka? No, it's not Lipovka.
This is very pure for the time being, but I do think that
Primos.
Lipov, yeah, and looking into how Purple Moon is actually playing this one out, they are in Stalber, and all their members are actually separated right now. You can see that they already segregated CZ to actually take the vehicle, and This is a really tactical play coming in from the side of Pokemon because like they made sure all towards the northeast section is absolutely clear, and now he'll go in with some pickups here.
Okay, this is rather interesting here coming from Purple Moon. Like they've conquered the north section of the area, and one thing about them is they are going to be, like I said, jungling in this regards here. They're going compound to compound and go for loose. However, one thing is really smart about this early aggression is that if you go house to house, if you scout out any kind of enemies, you can back off and get information that you need towards going towards the circle. You can anticipate roughly where these teams here are going to be rotating from or even fight from.
Exactly, and looking into this section here, Yusnaya Pollyanna, it seems like it's only going to be Team Box Gaming here. Meanwhile, from the side of NRG.
That's the thing about Yasnaya, right? It's my first time seeing only one team. Usually I'll expect like 2 or 4 teams where they actually divide the 4 quadrants of the map in towards Yasnaya himself, dividing loots. But still, it's a great loot here for our entire squad here. But it's going to take a little bit more time, similar towards looting towards North Georgia because there's apartments, there's double-story houses, there's the police station as well, there's the mansion as well, the mini mansion.
So many options for them, but still, like because of the flight, they have limits to where they can actually land, but still looking to talk. You can see that Stalker over onto some of all these high positions as they try to pick people off over on the corners of the bridge. They might just spot out Victim right there at Banyu, possibly just waiting for the rest of the members of Victim to actually make a rotation.
Fun fact about this is, for those of you who don't know, that this particular spot right there with the small house up the hills.
He gets spotted out.
Oh no.
Oh, this is bad. He's all alone, and Stalker will be first blooded in that scenario.
I was about to say a fun fact, but looks like that is not fun at all.
I mean, like, you were just about to say something, and like, I guess we kind of jinxed him. Like, oh, this is a good spot, but still, he's alone. So
no, I was about to say it's not a good spot because a fun fact about it is.
Was it?
Okay, you think about it, right?
Yeah.
This map, if compared to PUBG PC, this right. PUBG PC is a lighthouse. Here, it's just a small house, so you do not have the additional advantage to actually scout out other people. And despite that, it's a one-way trip up the hill because to go lighthouse is going to be climbing up towards a mountains, and it's only one direction. Without vehicles, will lead you to the death, which is what happened to Stalker right there.
Oh yeah, speaking of one direction, of course. Maybe you light up my world like nobody else right there as Camper looks to actually pick off FFQ.
Yeah, you gotta pull that better, though. You gotta pull that better. You gotta sing that really well.
I know you're getting sick of all these kind of stuff, but
no. You gotta execute it well.
Okay.
But yeah, so bringing back the point here, I was mentioning as well, because of the first circle, pushing it towards the circle itself, some teams may actually rotate towards the west side of the bridge from this regards. And one thing really nice is that they actually camp that relatively, which is the what we call the shopping mall or the grocery store in this regards. By doing so, you're gonna potentially pick off a couple of scouts or maybe stragglers in this regards.
Oh, it seems like it's a little bit quiet into this early phases of the game. 7 minutes and 40 seconds, heading towards the 8-minute mark. You can see only one person in this map is getting taken down. So they're giving a lot of respect once again, and because this is a huge map as compared to the previous 2, they can actually take a long time to strategize on how they want to take this approach, because this is the central zone that we're talking about where it will possibly end up anywhere still. So it's really up to how the circle goes, but Team X-Force here, coming in from Cambodia, God, holding on to that M4. I believe this is one of his favorite weapons to go to. We've already talked about how flexible you can actually go in with the equipment, all the way to 6 times in terms of scopes, and of course you can put half grips and everything else. But what is this though? It's all the way up in.
The only way
can it slide down though?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. There we have it.
No, wait. He's gonna swallow. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, the only way to take it down is definitely the nades to actually dodge him, which is very smart. You cover D2E. Fun fact for those of you who don't know. However, this is going to be a huge one here coming from RQ because, like, once you have the MK12, like, it does not excel as long range here, but we've seen small clips of Shroud previously played, like this insane spray with a 6 times scope. However, you cannot do it with long range scopes. Having the, like, on mobile phone is not that exactly easy. That's why I had an interesting talk with some of these players as well. They said, red dot near range for MK12 is amazing just because it's like an enhanced AR for the Vector.
Yeah, of course, the MK is one of the great weapons that you can find inside the crate, but still, you need to find an extended mag to equip with it, or else you only have that 10 clips of bullets. But still, you have the flexibility to actually change the firing rate. You can put it
many ways. That's the thing.
Oh, look at this. The circle. inside of Pachinki,
Mhm.
inside of all these places here. So this is good. And I gotta say that one of the best things about playing in Rangel, the DP28.
Yes.
Oh, the DP is such a machine where pro players, they know how to control the recoil.
Mhm.
And you can put a 6 times, act like this is a sniper, go in with the taps, or if you actually go in with a spray,
Okay.
it'll be good as well.
Like you said, 6 times proning, taking down vehicles, definitely without a doubt. Standing up is a little bit hard because the recoil is similar towards AK. However, bringing to the point as well, I think about the favorite grunts here. The thing about all these maps in PUBG itself, PUBG Mobile itself here, every map is catered to specific strengths of the guns itself. However, Aaron Gale, you have to mention this. Mini 14 is a beast out of every single gun, including M16s here.
Yeah, I gotta say that it is something that's really solid, and this is why like some weapons are actually exclusive towards crates only. And if they can find an AEWM, man, I want to see those really long range shots. And what better way than to utilize it in Erangel itself? Of course, we don't have Miramar for today. Much later throughout the week, we'll see a couple of rounds of Miramar. If
You
guys
know
are
what I'll be looking
favoring
forward
them.
to? Night mode Vikendi.
Night mode, we can.
That's super
oh,
hot.
the flip.
Ooh.
X-God.
Oh no.
Oh, wait.
Oh, what?
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, that was a sick one. That was a sick one here.
Okay, so he just pulled on a little bit of tricks on us for a little bit, but still looking into how Golden Cat is actually approaching near. Speaking of that, it's gonna be God just around the corner. It's actually Gel, so I kind of mess up a little bit of these names here as Box Gaming. Here's the movement coming in, but still, is it wise to actually challenge them right here? Because this Rich here, it's going to be easy for Golden Cat to lob grenades.
Okay, that's the thing about what they're doing right now here. Is Box, they're very smart about playing this year because, like, if you were to camp towards the west side of Yasnaya Bridge, it's hard to play that because people are going to spot you from the high mountains here. But if you play on a corner in the normal road, if you rotate in without realizing this, you will get messed up. However, Golden Cat, Luis, is going to be in some trouble. He's gas out here. Nice little sprays here, but Golden Cat gets tagged up a little bit here as Terrorist is going to be going for the spray. The 3 times go, 4 times. Wow.
Loki taking one down, and now they're looking for Nier as well, bringing it down to only a tick of health left. Meanwhile, from the side of Naris, he's getting down on the ground. As you can see, Box only having Lewis on the ground, but there's not much that they can do to save Lewis right now.
There's no way he's going to be able to save that here. But what made it really sick was that Box, it wasn't Loki that actually shot it. It was Marco from all the way so far, getting a really nice small pixel angle and picking off one of the guys from Golden Cat. But it looks like Golden Cat will be able to pick off their mates here. But ooh,
that's a really early Gilly out there. Of course, this is going to help them into its long rounds, but still into this phase number 2 closing in a little bit of movements there coming from the side of Loki. They've already sort of had the skirmish down, and they lost one member already. So now Loki is getting tapped out from the side, and he will be safe for now. Golden Cat will leave him right there, as there is a really long range shot.
That was a crazy shot here. However, Aerof is going to be engaging against BAT right now, but Aerof, they weren't expecting this push in from Nanshan. And now he's going to go and try and force this out here as Aerof, they want to try and pick up the teammates here. They've lost 2 guys here. BAT looks like they want to kill them off. Does Aerof want to back this off? They have the UAZ, but it's in a very hard position to go for the escape. The nades are coming in. BAT.
Nanshin slowly find a way. A couple of taps being through, but it will be one post guarding towards the staircase. Nanshin's going to wait for the push, and there will be a 2-man push coming in. Aerof going first place. It will be Agus down on the ground.
Aegis ran, he had that angle perfectly. Unfortunately here, they were moving so quickly now. Aerof down to the last guy. Can they go for it? Namchi going for the double push. Going for the fire. Oh no! Oh no! Looks like BAT will be successful in this aggressive push. But very smart call here from BAT. Going for the 2-man pick just in case they can't spray it down. And the moment they go for the 2-man pick and push, they split out their angles. Because you know gyroscope is hard to transition your sprays from left to right in a wide angle. Very smart play there coming from them.
Yeah, and I gotta say that sort of offensive move coming in from them was so effective that they pick off Aerof where they are only guarding each corner of the facility. And of course the garage, the moment that they push in with 2 members there, nothing much that can be done there by the side of Agus Rans. There's no backup plan coming from the side of the Malaysian squad. But still, looking at how Purple Mood is playing, they were starting off around the section of Stauber, and now ending up into this section here is a little bit of a long shot, but still, PLM slowly looking for kills. He's not really getting much kills for his team, but still, this team, we saw how much of a firepower that they can pack in towards the later phases of the game.
And of course, the next phase of the circle is going to be closing in. This is going to be the third circle rolling in, and looks like it will push everyone towards the ruins area. Northwest area of Pochinki, there's a lot of forest, there's a lot of minor hills to work with. So this is going to be a long range, mid to long range battle among of all these teams. Having those high ground mountains is going to be very advantageous here. However, because there's so many teams here, they're going to be prone and open to all their goals of direction.
Exactly, and now looking at how Team XF is playing this, they are slowly approaching this with caution. Meanwhile, BTR over on the northern side of Pochinki, cutting across. This is the area of Pochinki where nobody really wants to inhabitate. Usually they are inside of the main central town. So right now, they can just slowly crawl in, but this will give them that sort of view over onto the PLM.
That's the thing. When you say this area is nobody wants, the most dangerous place sometimes can be the safest place.
Yeah, that's true. So just a little bit of a mental warfare coming in from some of these teams as well. Because like sometimes when you go into Pochinki, you're expecting war. It could be just absolute silence because you could just choose between some of these things. But, oh man, like what do we have here? It seems like some of the teams are headed towards the side of Severny, I believe.
And looks like most of the teams, a lot of gunshots are available. VIP has rotated at least 2 teams so far. They're getting heavy fire here, but you can see an early push by some of these teams here. And this time is a little bit different from some of these teams. From game 1, game 2, everyone is hugging the outer circle. But this particular game, everyone is fighting for the center spot of the circle. But
look at how many teams are inside. It's really difficult to approach this, but look into the ruin section here. BTR getting challenged there by X. As you can see, Kove Raz as well as Deadshot just kept firing loads after loads of all these bullet clips. And I feel like from the side of BTR, they're not even responding as of yet.
And as of now, right now, Team X here, they have this nice mountain. And this was the mountain I'm talking about. Have a lot of small ditches where you can cover yourself. Having those UAZ will help you a little bit to have a little bit cover from the north side of the mountain. Because of this, they are going to be able to stand their grounds in a lot of ways here. But if one really, really crazy shot like how Yakuz, I think it was Argos Dread who did it towards Bootcamp, that's pretty sick. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Oh man, Kovic getting a lot of shots in line. And now it's going to be a little bit of reload before he tapped through that 40 bullets again because he sprayed through BTR. And now that he spot another team out, this gives him so much of information that both the VIP squad from Malaysia is around the corner. So they can just slowly play this out safely against Vegatron as well as Aerof.
Oh, Talk. Looks like Talk is going to be switching up the position a little bit here. They've lost one member, which is Stalker, early on in the Lighthouse himself. But they have managed to play. It looks like they're going for a different approach, which is going to be playing the outer circle, considering that they do not have a lot of vehicles to work with. So playing it safe, hopefully going to crawl their way through. And not to mention, on Gatkas area, there's a lot of bushes where you can actually run through and people won't be able to spot you.
And looking into how BTR is just around in all these trees, it's a wise move because these are the areas to actually get those a line of sight where you could just slowly scout out on any movements coming into ruins. If you are just inside of the lower grounds of the ruins, you are just basically sitting ducks where NRG, if they go in for a push, they don't really have too much of an angle to actually fight.
It's fine. Do a little bit of counter damage. If you can finish off 1 or 2, they'll be great. But if you commit yourself with the full 4-man team fight, you might lose a 50-50 trade here.
Oh yeah, but looking into the south side, what do we have here? I think that's 3 teams near towards the southern side of Pochinki. This is going to be really tough because Team Victim, they spot out Loki from the side of Box Gaming. Meanwhile, over on the eastern side, we have BAT challenging PLM really soon. So everyone's just hugging by the corners. Meanwhile, to the middle zone there, I feel like it's kind of like really hard for them to actually camp out for the time being.
Wow.
Over on the side of Victim, they have perfect position as they go in for some taps over on the side of Loki.
Box in some trouble. They have 1 minute to 30 seconds before the circle starts moving here. But fortunately for them, they have a small ditch to slowly crawl their way toward the west side of the circle. However, is Victim going to try and gatekeep them? That's going to be the question here.
Oh yeah, on it.
Oh,
Just trying to get some vision there. He's not really going in for some taps. He can actually pull up some sick grenades. Meanwhile, from the side of Miv and RG, Naro Gaming just trying to actually get its luck into the hands as he tries more taps over onto the Sia. Meanwhile, VIP gets one kill. Ice Screwdriver as well as Michael returns favor onto the side of IDX. Oh, that shot though.
That was a nice dodge right there. However, VIP, they've got some nice kills here against IDX here. And looks like NRG, they're going to be challenging Bigatron right now. Bigatron is in a very awkward position. However, they are still inside the next circle.
Yeah, this is really good news for the side of NRG. Finally, something that actually favors the squad right here. Meanwhile, Box just getting clipped by the corner, but the circle is not too far. If they can actually win Victim, this will be such a great thing.
This RRQ is going to be joining the... No, actually NFG going for the snipes here with the K9, but it's going to be enough.
What we have here?
Box taking a lot of damage here. Box Vehicle is going to be in some trouble here because Victim is going to be applying the pressure here as Banyu going to be going for the push, using the smoke as cover. They're going to try and push Box here. Box, they've lost a lot of members here. The vehicle's damage and Gel gets sprayed down as well. Victim will get a nice solid kill for themselves.
And that was just really great tag teaming coming in from Banyu and the rest of Victim as they all just work together to get this solid point into the hands. Loki has to run off.
Oh, no.
And look at how fast he runs. He was trying to cut across the biggest section here, so he will bleed towards maybe 70% to 50% health before he gets himself safe once again.
But that's the thing, Victor committed into that team fight here. Because of that, they have the disadvantage in terms of the circle. They need to move their way in. However, look at this. Pochinki is separated in so many teams. And not to mention, XF, God! He's lurking below FFQ Chopper?
You know, like, usually we pray to God, but if you're God in this situation, what does God need to do?
France Forever Gaming going to be fighting against X-Force here. However, Victim finally joining the party here. They have vehicles and looks like they will be crashing into this. X-Force in some trouble.
They're all separated. I'm not sure if X-Force can actually take this fight head on. As you can see, Banyu trying to cut across towards the top side. Banyu's being really careful right now. RQ gets a knock. Meanwhile, outside of the playing zone, it will be BAT. Noel. Not sure what's really going on, but that will be one member down from the side of BAT. Victim Esports, they know that someone's up there and he's not
he heard him.
moving
for
muscle at all. They're all wearing level 1 armor for some reason. Meanwhile, DSKS in the hands of Vil will try to snipe people away on the top side of the apartment, of course.
Very, very nice sneak here coming from Victim here, that they will proning to make sure that they do not have too many footsteps, because like you said, the circle is getting closer. There's 14 teams alive, so there's so many people.
This circle is so punishing.
Wow. God. Okay. Ooh.
Every one of them have to actually leave the town of Chinky right now.
It's gonna be an uphill battle towards the church here, and RRQ standing on top of it as well.
Oh man, this is just really tough. Look at the whole city of Pachinki.
No, this is super smart of RRQ. They sent D2E as a scout, and he had the highest point of this particular map. He knows the position of most of these teams here, and looks like RRQ, they've finally found the decision to rotate into a very nice spot here.
And of course, speaking about RQ's position, they made like a C section. Meanwhile, coming from Otto, making sure that he get one tap over on the side of BTR. Ryzen getting challenged once again. It will be the damage, doing real good work there from the side of his M16. As you can see, Otto thinking whether or not should he drive off right now.
Loki
not really having the best of...
He's gonna be fine. He's going to be fine.
Rotations here.
he's going to be hugging the outer circle here as he's rotating. Hopefully, there's not going to be people gatekeeping him. However, like I said, there's a lot of teams here. He's going to try and bang on teams taking fights here to try and mask himself into the circle.
Look at this. Talk as well as FAQ. They need to challenge X, and when that happens, Bill getting dropped real low, and now he's going for the first aid kit. He does have the ditch to actually save his life for now, but all these teams are struggling to actually exit out of the zone. Meanwhile, that's going to be a drop in the middle of it all. Illuminate calling in for the flare. As you can see, even on the western section, it's going to be a bloodbath coming in. Oh, a little bit of a tussle there coming from NRG as well as BTR as the goose chase begins. RQ Athena looking for kills as they are over on the top side of the church, dropping all the way down. D2F D2E. It's gotta heal up real quick.
Oh, that's a crazy one here. This is gonna be gunshots everywhere here. RRQ, they're looking for more. Team X Rabbids gets a nice little kill here towards the outskirts of Pochiki. Looks like they're going to keep the remaining players here coming from Pochiki here. But look at this, XF standing as a scout, just driving around, making sure a lot of noise here, making a lot of gunshots. But the circle pushing everyone to the Pochiki. Gunshots everywhere. X.
This is a fiesta. Look at everybody struggling to actually get into the zone, and this is just a really tough ditch for them to actually even get out of. But Rabbids going in for a billable spray will take down Veal from the side of Victim. As you can see, even people are dropping outside of the zone. Rabbids gotta hit out of the zone there as Ernie going in for a double kill in his hands.
Oh no, Ernie, that wraparound from RRQ was fantastic. They know everyone's positioning. They
Certain hut, but it will be Ernie backing up into this this zone here. As you can see, he's going in for a reload as Zoe tries to fend him off.
Oh, it
might just hit over on the Ernie.
Is this smoke? Is this smoke? Okay, he's there. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's not smoke.
I've forgotten PUBG Mobile is 7 seconds as compared to PC, which is 5 or 5 seconds. So in this regards here, if he timed that bomb, there will be crazy kill there.
Oh yeah, looking at the back. Oh, NRG Nif is going for a challenge as he tries to take on Illuminate, tries to finish off the kill, and it will be Zico spotting out RRQ on the top side.
But it looks like RRQ, they are still very strong here. They've gotten the position of everyone. They are taking fights all by themselves throughout the map. They're spreading out like crazy here. RRQ playing the lurker game from G9, but G9 taking a lot of damage from behind here. He's going to try and run for it, make a run for it. And fortunately for him, he does have the ditch. The RRQ knows the ins and out of this layout himself. They're covering each other's back. They're making full use of this entire ditch. Very fantastic stuff. Oh my lord, RRQ!
Ernie making magic happen here as he plays in between the smokes, rotating across really well as he covers up D2E as well. Immediate actions coming in, and he will challenge the likes of Team X down below. Ernie going for the flank.
No, this is a choke spot for Team X. One lucky nade and they're gone over here. But however, RRQ, they're taking so many fights here because they understand the layout of this map, because they were here in advance compared to anyone else. And because of this, they are going to finish this off. Oh no, Ernie, what are you doing? It's crazy. There's 3 men alive.
He's going in for a challenge, and he's looking for rats, going in for taps as this vehicle is blocking them from exiting this point as he finds one member down from the side of Zoe. And now he's going for the second one. Double kill for the side of Ernie as he looks for more. But over the back, it will be one member hopping up. And now, spots one more member left, and he will take him
But from behind, no! The RRQ win that fantastically. It started with Ernie leading the charge, baiting for movements here, making the team paranoid here. But G9 with that fantastic initiation, baited out so many picks there towards him.
Rick Kozel coming in from downtown. He managed to pick one off from the top side, and now we'll smoke it off for a little bit more. BT are hugging by the side of the ridges there. Meanwhile, Purple Mood securing themselves into the top 6 position. Illuminates around the corner. And once again, Team Thailand. They are just next level when we talk about all these fights here. He does have the DP in hand. He can go in with the 39 bullets in his
Oh no, Purple Mood zooms. You're all out and exposed here. Bigotron does count it out. However, looks like they will try and go for trade-off. Nice smoke rotations here to actually put themselves into a better position. They have the ditch, but is it going to be enough here? Because Illuminate, they're starting to lose members here.
Matt Toy going in for a little bit of movements here, challenging the side of NRG. He's going in for the loot because he knows that he already got some kills. But RQ trying to find the rest of the victims. Where are they?
He wants more. He gets the kill. He's going to try and pick up his friends. Looks like Senior will back out and ditch his mate here. They will lose a couple members here from the side of RQ. But they are still 3 men, relatively healthy here. But the circle...
Look at that. They still have a vehicle to actually rotate around to bait people off. And looking into how they actually take off victim, it was just a really good play. 14 kills already in the hands.
Illuminate, they are going to be pincered by 2 teams here. NRG is going to be focusing on Illuminate here. But Illuminate, despite having the circle, they do not have a lot of cover to work with. RRQ having high ground advantage. They know where everyone is. A 3v1v1 situation. 2 person left on RRQ. Gudar getting tagged really hard here. He's all by himself. Looks like he will heal himself up. RRQ, what do they do?
RQ will have the numbers advantage as NRG tries to squeeze into the top 2 at least. He's all by himself. But can they turn this one around? If both of these solo guys...
They scout him out. They scout him out. Awagi, he's in some trouble. He's all by himself. He's going to make a run for it. One tap and he's gone. RRQ takes him down.
And it will be a battle between the guys who will actually want the chicken there. Will it be Illuminate? Will it be RRQ? And Athena going in for a straight. Gotta get tapped out. It will be RRQ Athena.
RRQ played that insanely well. As soon as they had the position of every single team on that mountain entrance, they played it so insane. What a game here from RRQ Athena.
They had their backs against the wall. Every single team had to pass by RQ, and they played such a perfect round because none of these members were even eliminated in this match. And this is why this team can score 2 chicken dinners in a row.
That was insane here coming from RRQ, but you have to give them credit. The decision, the trust they had, there's no way they could have put it off if someone actually hesitated. As soon as you can see
Team Illuminate?
Ernie ran into his compound. G9 was providing mid-range cover from behind here to provide him the assist to cover. As soon as they used G9 as a bait, they forced 2 people from the side of that team here to look towards him and go in for the pick from behind. That was insane trust here being put to each other. That was insane. I don't know what is going to be going through their minds though.
Of course, like, all their minds are all eyeing on that chicken dinner. Of course, congratulations. Once again, we will bring it up right now as this is the ranking for match number 3. A-Rock will be the last one on the table. Meanwhile, iScrewDriver managed to pick 1 kill in this game. Box Gaming will join them at number 14 as X-Force from Cambodia alongside with Talk will come in at 12 and 13 respectively. And the Vietnamese from BAT as well, FFQ, comes in at 10.
And this is why I'm talking about why kills is so important, especially in the lower side here, because BAT had 3 kills, which racked them up a little bit of score here. But now, this is going to be the thing. The top 3 once again, the Thailand teams here.
Wow.
RRQ. And RG managed to stick away into his top 3 in this particular match as well. But Illuminate...
19 kills.
Woo.
19
Whoa.
kills.
Yeah. We were talking about they knew everyone was 19 kills. Wouldn't be surprised. They saw everything in that map. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's true because D2E really played such an important part in this round, and the rest of them definitely did their job. As RRQ Athena here, they just went on Rambo onto every single enemies as NRG Eliminate will top out the top 3. Victim, PLM, as well as Golden comes into the 6th spot as X Team as well as VIP Squad, the Malaysian squad squeezing to 8.
And of course, Group A and Group B both combined here. All the entire Thai teams has combined, sneak their way into the top 6, which is amazing, of course. But nevertheless, here this is gonna be the recap of game number 3 right here. This is gonna be the match here, but Victim, one thing I wanted to mention was this ditch was super ridiculously OP. The only thing that was unfortunate for them because the circle forced them out of the ditch, because why? You can rack up some serious kills there. But RQ,
look at
this
Ernie.
is the match.
He took double kill right there, and then immediately G9 looking for some combat against the Dacia guys as X tries to fight off RQ blood for blood. Ernie gets taken out, but still will be revived there by Savior as he saves his life. And that will be the end of this whole highlight as RQ